Hello, everyone. I wanted to share a recent yoga thought with you. I don't know what your go-to, what your release is. It's different for everyone. Everything resonates and lands in a different place for everyone, and that is because we're all different. We're all the same, yet we're all different at the same time. And that is the beautiful part and the most confusing and conflicting part of this human experience, of the spiritual experience in a human body, is that so many things resonate with us and so many things just don't quite land. And I think it's so important in this evolution and this journey and this growth in understanding that about yourself and continuing to evolve and move and grow and expand. When you're in a place where you feel stuck, or you're in a place where you want to stay stuck because it feels so good. We want to stay stuck in those places that feel so good, like the beginning of the experience of falling in love, getting to know someone and getting to know ourselves through that person, because there are different experiences of ourselves, different stages of ourselves, different evolutions of ourselves, different parts of ourselves. There's a different part of you when you're meeting someone and you're opening up and you're connecting and you're feeling safe and you're trusting and you're allowing yourself to receive and you're allowing yourself to give when you're falling in love. And you fast forward 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you add on stress, you add on careers, you add on children, everything changes. Things change. And I recently heard someone ask, do you think that people can ever change? As you know, my world is in the transformation and change business and allowing people to go within and truly connect to the very core and the root of them. That's negative, detrimental, heavy, remove that and change and grow and expand. And people ask, can narcissists change? Do narcissists ever change? And the answer is, where's the desire? Where's the want? Where's the need? And the difference is, change can happen. We're constantly changing. We're always moving, changing, growing, evolving. We're always having different experiences. You cannot go back and relive the same day over and over, and you can do the same things, but you're a different person. You have different experiences of that event. That's why it feels a little bit different, even when it feels the same. It's slightly different. Do narcissists ever want to change? Well, look at the desire. We all have desires. Their desires to maintain power, control, manipulation, to use and abuse others for their own good, for their own gain. And that's not a good or gaining feeling. It's for the person on the receiving end of the very lack feeling, a very poor feeling, a feeling of change in the wrong direction, a feeling of change where you're changing and you're losing parts of you, you're losing the best parts of you because you've given them to someone who's used and abused them. So we're constantly all changing, we're constantly all growing, we're constantly all evolving. And there's jokes out there in that realm that, narcissists change their underwear like they change their supply. Their source of supply changes because once you've sucked everything out of someone, what is left? And they'll go to others who do have a bit left and take that, and then go to someone else who's got more left and take that, and continue to use people as that, because that's the desire for them, is to continue to get what they don't believe that they have or can get on their own. And that is the beautiful journey of change after having been with one, is going within yourself and refilling, revitalizing, like almost literally bringing yourself back to life after it feels like it was sucked out of you, after it feels like it was drained out of you, after it feels like it was empty. Then going on the evolution, the growth, and the journey to feeling like it's not. And not every day along that experience and that journey is what you might call a good day. It's not just on the up and up. And the beautiful experience is all of it, the good days and the bad days, because how can you know good without knowing its energetic opposite? How can you know that it's good without knowing what not good feels like? And there's so much anger, resentment, frustration kept and held towards those days that are not good or don't go the right way, or don't go smoothly. But how can you know smooth if you don't know bumps? How can you know that you're changing if you don't feel the change? How can you know you're growing, evolving, and expanding if you don't feel the contraction, the point of tension, that stretching, that opening? Otherwise, it's just like a limp Band-Aid, useless. And there are different uses for a Band-Aid, and so many people, not a Band-Aid, rubber band, not a Band-Aid. I apologize. My daughter was putting those all over yesterday on her always. A rubber band. Something that feels just limp, useless, lying in a drawer until you need it, until it's there, until you can call on it, until you can pull it out, until you can make use of it. And sometimes the use that we make of it, it feels like we tie things up, we bind things up, and it feels like we're constricted and bound. We're feeling so tight, like we can't move. And sometimes there comes a time when it makes sense to become unchained, unbound, to set ourselves free from that feeling. And that is such a beautiful, liberating space. But it's also a scary space, because if we become used to being constricted and bound and tied up, being the energetic opposite, being free to be ourselves, being unchained, unbound is unfamiliar, can be scary. What do I do? What am I supposed to do now? I'm not used to this. What do you mean you can do anything? I know, but what does anything mean? And we can get into this story in our head of this, I know, I understand, this is what I wanted, but what do you mean I can do anything? What am I supposed to do when I can do anything? Anything. Right, but what? And we're looking outside of us for answers. And that's when we get caught in that bind again, when we become so afraid of that. We look to someone else outside of us. What does that mean I can do anything? It means you can do anything now. What am I supposed to do? Please just go tell me and I'll do it. And there are people out there, there are energies out there, there are forces out there who love people who are in that state, that fear-based state of, well, I don't know what to do, just tell me what to do. Okay, I'll tell you what to do. And then they take advantage of you doing the thing that they've told you to do. But there's this part of it where it feels so familiar, where it feels so good, where it feels like, okay, good. Now I feel like I have purpose, I have meaning, I'm doing what I'm told, and it feels good. And I receive this, are you happy with me? Are you proud of me? Did I do a good job? And there's this inner part of us, like this inner being inside of us that loves that loves the adoration, that loves that inner gold star. Yes, you did a good job. Good job. Oh, thanks. What do you want me to do now? And begins chasing that external reward, chasing that, well, you can go do anything. I know, but what do you want me to do? Because I want you to be proud of me. And there's this part of us that inside we all have, that we want to feel the sense of feeling pride and proud and accomplishment and achievement and fulfillment. It's like, wow. And we go looking for that, chasing that externally, asking others what we can do to get that, to receive that. And there are many, many things out there and many people out there who are happy to tell us what that is and happy to point us the direction that they would prefer for us to go, because it makes it easier on them, because it's less for them to do. And that is part of the cycle of getting stuck in a toxic relationship. And you realize the external toxicity in the relationship that you're experiencing externally is actually a reflection of the relationship that's happening internally. You're looking, searching, seeking, where do I go? What do you want me to do? Tell me and I'll do it. Okay, well, you can do anything you want. Okay, but what? What does that mean? What does that look like? Well, anything. Anything? Really? So I can do all the things? What's stopping you? Well, I don't know. What do you want me to do? And even though you might not say it like that, there's a sense inside of, well, what do you want me to do? Because I want you to be proud of me when I do it. And I want you to recognize me when I do it. And I want to feel that sense of feeling so good because you recognized it, you saw it. Because if you see it within me, that means it must be within me. And we know we feel it because we feel it within ourselves. And in that, there's a sense of being lost from ourselves, disconnected from ourselves. Because when we slow down and when we really look at what's going on, we realize we're stuck in these cycles and these patterns of looking for that out there, but wanting to feel it in here. So we're looking for it out there, but wanting to feel it in here. There's separation, disconnection, disassociation, whatever label you want to put on it. There's so many. Take your pick. But that's what's happening. That's what's going on. And we think, well, I can't look for it in there. What do you mean? Where in there? And we get really, really hyper logical and where. But the truth is, we all experience at different places at different times because we're constantly changing. For many of us, we feel it in our chest, the tightness, the constriction in our chest. Many of us feel the squeeziness, this emptiness in our stomach. But there's different emotions and times and experiences that have us feeling queasy versus feeling empty. Sometimes we feel it in our head because we get so logical and what, just tell me. And then we realize that's part of what got us where we are, because we just did what we were told. And now we're just wanting to be told what to do again. That's part of the cycle and the pattern. So we're constantly changing, but we're not changing, but we're wanting to change, but we fear the change. Are people always changing? Yes. Everyone always is. Where's the desire? Because that's what they're chasing. Do people change? Yes. We're constantly changing. Look at your age today. You'll be a different age tomorrow. You'll be a different age in 5 years, 10 years. That's change. Will you ever be what you once were? Will you ever be 5 years old again? Will you ever be 2 years old again? No, because you change every day. There's a little bit of you and there's a little part of you, and there's a way to expedite the change to go the direction that you desire it to go. But that does take conscious effort. It takes directed focus. And if you truly want to expedite it, speed up the change in the direction that you want to go, getting to the core and root of what's holding you back, what's keeping you tied, what's keeping you internally tethered to those same old, hurtful, painful patterns that you find yourself being looped, caught, stuck, and trapped in, breaking free from those internally. That's where the real change is, that you deserve, that you desire. And that's truly what's keeping you stuck and keeping you from feeling like you never change. Because you may find that if you look back over however long, the relationships you've had, and you see your own patterns within that, and you see, I know that I do this every time I feel that, connect to the feelings. Now, how do you connect to the feelings? I don't feel it right now, but I felt it then. And somewhere within you, you obviously have the ability to connect to that feeling, the ability for your body to experience that feeling and that emotion. And that's what truly going within, connecting to the subconscious belief that you have that generates, it creates that feeling and allows to change it. I wonder if you've ever asked yourself the question, how can I change something that I don't feel like is there now, but I know it's there and it comes up when I experience this? Because that's the thing I want to change. That's the thing that I've been on this external quest to try and figure out how to. And we're all on that for different reasons in different areas of our lives. And the answer, as I always say, lies inside. And notice that word lies. It has different meanings. And oftentimes we're connected to the lies about ourselves. And those are the things that keep us stuck in the patterns that we want to break, that we're looking outside of ourselves to break. Something to do with a lie, something to do with the opposite of the truth of who we are. Because the truth of who you are is you can go do anything. You can go. You're free. Rubber band is not bound around you now. But you may feel like there is. So I can't just go do anything. I mean, you could, but what is it you really deeply desire? Who is it you really deeply desire to be? To be seen for, to be remembered for, to be thought of as. Because oftentimes we live this life and we're on that quest. I want to be seen for this. I want to be remembered for that, but I feel like I can't because, and then we have reasons, justifications, excuses, validations. I can't because XYZ. And this expectation that now happens. Cut the rubber band. Psh, free. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Wait, no, I can't. And the story that continues to play in our mind, we want to continue to grow and evolve and expand. It's like, but I don't know how. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. There you go. Looking again, searching again, seeking again for something out there, so that you can feel and experience that feeling in here. But that feeling is temporary, it's fleeting, it's constantly evolving and changing. You may feel it for 1 second, but then second later, after you feel it, you realize you felt it, and now you feel a different feeling. And it's like, well, now what? Now what? What do I do now? And we're constantly looking for what we need to do and do and do and do and do. And tell me, just tell me, and I'll do it because I want that feeling back. And now it's gone and I want to get it back again. But it's changed, it's gone. But if it was really, really good, I want it to come back and I want it to stay. And if it was really, really bad, I want it to go away and never come back. Don't come back on a rainy day. Don't come back any day. But the truth is that it will. Because the truth is that you're always growing, you're always changing, you're always evolving. What are you evolving into? Are you evolving into an older version of you, a version of you that you never really wanted to be in the first place, but realized somehow you became? And now you want to unbecome that? Yeah, I think that's it. How do you unbecome? You remove the un. That not. And we feel and we experience internal knots, as oftentimes we experience and feel them physically. We feel knots in our throat. We feel knots in our stomach. We feel knots in our chest. We feel knots in our head, and we call it a headache or a migraine. Remove the un, remove the knot. The knot is a block. It's something that's going on internally, spiritually, energetically, whatever it is. Only you know what it is for you. And more than likely, all of those, tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, I'll do it, I'm ready. Here I am, ready to go, I'm ready to change, I'm ready to grow. I don't want this anymore. But what that is for you is unique to you. No one else can know because no one else is you. No one else has had the lifetime of experiences. No one else grew up in the family that you grew up in. No one else had the interpretations and the perceptions that you had based upon what you went through in the past. So those knots, those uns, those things that you want to become, they're special, they're unique to you. So truly the only way to remove them is to connect with you, with what's going on within you, subconsciously, internally, to connect deeply to that powerful program that's running your life, your vision, your interpretation, your perceptions of it. And to remove that, perhaps it's an energetic block that every time it's time for you to speak up and stand up for yourself and use your voice and actually share and express your emotions and how you feel. Oh, I can't do that. What will they say about me? What if they don't like me? What if they leave me? And these fears come up. Perhaps that representation is a representation of fear, and you feel it physically blocked within you. Removing the un, removing that knot, so that you can become and be who you're meant to be. Someone who feels safe expressing themselves. What was that? We do that. We hear things and we go, I mean, yeah, that's what I want, but I don't know how. And there we go again, looking for how. Just tell me and I'll do it. And that's what leads us to things outside of ourselves, books, podcasts, videos like this of like, yeah, I want that, but, and then there's an interjection, a subconscious belief that comes up. You feel it. I don't know. Fears that rise to the surface that say, are you sure? How long is that going to take? What's that going to take? How much money, how much time, how much energy, how much effort? That pulls you back into the cycle, the pattern of staying stuck and staying where you are, that has you believe that you can never change. Well, where's your desire? Where's the motivation? And where is it coming from? And what is driving it? All valuable questions to sit with, to experience, to ponder, to wonder. But really, the fastest freedom from that is to go within yourself, is to connect with your unconscious mind. What it is telling you, those lies it's telling you, what's had you believe those lies that it's told you, where they came from, how long they've been there, whose they are really. As part of this beautiful journey and transformation, as part of the change. And if you find that you are someone who is very much like I was in the past and still has a very human experience of that daily, well, how? I don't know how, but you're ready. You're ready to find and connect with those answers and those resources inside of you, then I would love to connect with you, because it takes a guiding. You see, when we try and do it on our own, we get blocked from it. It feels like there's something stopping us from it. It feels like there's something that allows us to go so far. And then we're like, how long have I been doing this? I've got to go. I got a million other things to do, and distracts you just before you get to that breakthrough moment. And then it feels like you get tied back up with that rubber band. Here we go. Well, at least I know what to expect here. I'll try again some other day. And then we feel the frustration when we've tried to break through this thing, whatever it is, that internal knot and block for 6 months, for 6 years, for what feels like 60 years, even though maybe it's been 3, 4, 5, whatever it's been. And you realize, okay, it's not out there, it's in there. And I know if I can connect to it, and I know if I can break free from it, then everything will change, because we're always changing. So when you're ready for that, I'd love to connect. Until then, I hope you found this video helpful and supportive for you wherever you are along the journey. Hey guys, that is it for today. Bye for now.